But it's call 3 of our Earl's Vision and Goals program. It's this 8-week program, and we're on call 3, which is awesome. And then the next call, we're going to start sharing our vision and goals, which kind of this whole program kind of leads to. So you said you spoke with 3 people. Hopefully the 3 people who kind of know and love you and know your depth of being, kind of who you are. And hopefully, like you said, you found some stuff out that you didn't notice about yourself. So that's the best part of these interviews, I find, is just a valuable growth and seeking out and understand how people really perceive you and how you occur for others. And you kind of recognize that people say things to you or about you for a reason. So the whole point is to kind of understand, dissect, and understand what they're saying so we can kind of create this to, I guess, choose our desired features. Kind of look at it like, what are our strengths? What do we do well? What do we need to continue doing? And how can we continue to show up a certain way? Because there's probably many things that we didn't know about ourselves that this is how we impact. And so hopefully you got some great information, and seeking this feedback can also be kind of extremely validating with meaning to know that you can take that grade and be okay with taking that grade. I know you said it probably made you feel a little uncomfortable, but these people know you well, and if this is what they say about you, and there are some common themes here, that's how you occur. So hopefully it could also reinforce kind of what you know about yourself and who you are and how you show up for others, so you can continue to deliver on these strengths. So kind of with these visions, it's I believe it's something that you could kind of continue to do throughout your life, always kind of getting this feedback. Maybe it's every 6 months, a year, and asking these people and see if you've grown and seeing if you've kind of changed your perception, how people see you, because I think there's value information in these. And I haven't done this interview yet again. I've done it twice, but I'm going to get it done a third time, and both times it changed because you kind of reflected on how you showed up for people, and if it wasn't great, hopefully you can use that to change. So just to kind of echo it, the importance of these interviews is understanding kind of who we are, how we occur, and what strengths we bring. And now we'll be able to write that clear vision from a pace above the line. So kind of get into the vision now, and I want to just create, I guess, some importance around this. The reality is, if we don't develop our vision for our life, we're going to allow other people and circumstances to kind of direct the course of our life. So. And I want you to know when writing this that don't expect a clear vision and like a well-defined vision overnight. Envisioning your life and determining the course you'll follow is going to require some reflection and some thought put into this, and probably erase and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. But your best vision will come from kind of your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. So hopefully by the end of this, the point is that hopefully you have a vision that resonates with your values. It'll generate energy and enthusiasm to really help you strengthen your commitment to really explore the possibilities of life. So I know it can be daunting, and I know it can be a little intimidating, because for lots of us, especially we're younger, and I don't think until I took this program I'd ever planned my life 10 years down the road, or even a couple of years down the road. Freaking, I don't even know what's going on next month. But you'll need to really ask yourself though, and it's, what do you want out of life? And I know the question sounds extremely simple, but it's often the most difficult to answer. So make sure you're going to allow yourself to really explore kind of your deepest desires, which can be frightening, but like I said, it's important that we remind ourselves that a life of fulfillment does not usually happen by chance. It's usually by design. So when you get into your vision, make sure you consider every aspect of your life: personal, professional, tangible, intangible. Contemplate all areas that are important: family, friends, your career, your health, your quality of life, your personal growth. And make sure you include fun and enjoyment and what makes you happy. So kind of some insight or some wisdom that I'm going to, I guess, give to you. Remember to ask why you want certain things. Make sure it's for the right reasons and it's coming from an above the line place. Make sure you think about what you want, not focusing on what you don't want. So that's using the power of knowing what you want exercise. Give yourself the permission to dream and get creative. Consider ideas that you never thought were possible, and then focus on wishes, not what others expect of you. So I'm going to send you a list kind of some stuff I kind of compiled that will help you, kind of some questions that will hopefully help you start this exploration. And it's going to be questions like, what really matters to you in life? Not what should matter, but what does matter. And then what would you like more of in your life? And when doing this, make sure you set aside money for the moment and consider what you actually want out of a career and kind of the journey you want to take. And Consider your passions and your dream. Think about what's going to bring you more joy and more happiness into your life. And what do you want your relationships to be like? What are your values? What do you most likely want to accomplish? What's your legacy that you're going to leave behind? So I'll send you a list of kind of some stuff that hopefully will help kind of expedite this project, because I know I was talking to one girl who started this journey, and she couldn't figure out how to even start her vision. So she just started with throwing words down on paper, kind of what she wants out of life, where she sees herself, and from there. So hopefully these questions I send you will help you with that. And like I said, this vision is going to be something you're going to need to reflect. It's going to take time. Like I said, you're probably going to write it, rewrite it, start over, try again, edit, erase, rewrite. But I think ideally when you're done, it's going to be this absolutely perfect vision that like brings joy and excitement when you read it out loud. And hopefully that's where we can get you. And then from that vision, you'll create goals and you'll work backwards, which will help you achieve the chosen future. Goals will be, like Suzanne said, first person. They'll be present tense. They'll be a fervent and with a by when. And there's such power in writing goals, and the power it'll help you really like clarify what you want. It'll enable you to see and celebrate your progress, and hopefully they'll motivate you to take action. And I always share a study that I found that I read about, and it's a study of the power of writing goals. So it's an old study, but it was conducted in 1979 by the Harvard MBA program, where they actually got graduates. They asked graduate students, have you set clear written goals for the future that with made plans to accomplish them? The results of that initial survey were only 3% had written goals with plans, 13% had goals but they weren't in writing, and 84% had no goals. So 10 years later, they re-interviewed the same group, and the results were mind-blowing. So 13% of who had the goals but did not write them down were earning twice the amount of money as the 84% that had no goals. And then that 3% that had written goals, they had plans on accomplishing, they were earning on average 10 times as much as the 89 or 97% of the class combined. So there's great power. Yeah, there's great power to writing goals and holding yourself accountable. So hopefully when you write that vision, you can then work backwards and create those goals that are going to help you achieve that kind of desired and chosen future. So that's my preamble. So normally this is where we would open it up to the group, but it's just you and I. So this call is very light. It doesn't. I just want to hear about how your interviews went, what you found out about yourself, kind of how your kind of lens changed, or maybe there's a context shift, or some great things you found out, or stuff that maybe didn't sit well that you're gonna change and adapt. So that's all it's about, is just a check-in. So
yeah, I interviewed 3 people, so basically it was my mom and my 2 best friends. So one of the things that kind of like I didn't really see coming was from one of my best friends, and it was for the question number 6, what do you find challenging about me?
Mm-hmm.
That one. And she wrote down, hold on, I'm just trying to find it.
Yeah, no worries.
She told me that that I sometimes don't show my emotions, so it's hard to tell what I'm thinking or feeling. And I've always kind of viewed myself as someone that is very open with that stuff, and like I always kind of catch myself, like my facial expression shows a lot about what I feel, at least I thought so.
Yeah.
But I guess in certain situations it's not really that way. So that's something I'm gonna work on and kind of like be more conscious about.
Did she give you like specific examples?
Yeah, she gave me specific examples, and it definitely it made me think about it. Like, for example, like I'm not good in confrontation. Like I don't like confrontation. So when stuff like that happens, I would just shut down and just blank face, right? And I would try to just keep it together and stuff like that. But yeah, that's something I'm going to think about from now on to kind of work on it, because it's better to show what you're feeling than not.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that one. And then also for question number 8, which was, what is one thing you believe I could master in my lifetime? And she said, I believe that you could successfully run your own business if that's what you wanted. So I never really saw myself as someone who would be like the head of something.
Hmm.
So if she sees me that way, then I kind of have to like think about it and how that could be a thing that I could do. What I noticed is that what people say, like what they, all three interviews, they were all very like positive and very generous. Like people will be generous about like stuff that they say about you when you're more like critical of yourself almost, right?
Totally, yeah. And that's where
So
kind of Suzanne talked about like being able to take that upgrade because that's how three of your it was your mom, your best friend, and who was the third one?
my two best friends.
Or your two best friends and your
Yeah.
mom. So if that's how
Yeah.
they actually see you and that's how they perceive you, that's who you are.
Mhm.
And it's like we need to. It's tough for especially yours sounds similar to me where it's like I didn't like doing this because it's like we're the center of attention and they're talking about
Mhm.
us and it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um, but I think you and I both have to realize that hey, if this is how they see us and this is what three different people in three different interviews said, this is who I am. So it's a good
Yeah.
thing and we need to be able to take that.
Yeah, it was really actually kind of like refreshing to hear what other people's opinions would be like. And like you said, I would definitely like to do this again later on, like a year from now or something. Um, Question for you though. When you said you've done the interviews twice, right?
Yeah.
When you redid your interviews, did you interview the same people again or did you do different people?
I did. I think it was three of the same people I did.
Okay, and then you got some new opinions
Yeah,
from
exactly.
other
So that
people.
like loss of power one, I forget what it was, but it didn't show up again in the second time. I haven't done it for I did it last time I taught this, so 6 months ago was the last time I did these interviews. But I
Yeah.
remember comparing my notes and the thing where the first interview said it was my loss of power. It wasn't the same thing my second time. So
Yeah.
um, so there because I did a lot of reflecting. Hey, this is need to I guess I need to show up differently in this sense or challenge myself in certain situations.
Mhm.
Um, and I used it just to grow. So I love
Yeah.
that you're going to do these again. Are you going to try to
Yeah,
get two more done?
yeah, I definitely want to. I just I've worked a lot in the past 2 weeks, so I didn't really have time. And my friends and I have the complete opposite schedule, so it was difficult even getting these two out of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, I definitely want to do a couple more, and then do them down the road as well. Um, but yeah, it was definitely like eye-opening things that I heard. It was kind of weird and
and
kind of awkward because you're like, I feel like you're just saying these things to me because I'm right in front of you. But I know they were being pretty honest from what they told me. So
that's good.
yeah.
Was there any themes? There's usually themes with this. What do you wish I would appreciate more about myself? Was there any?
Um, let's see. I have to check my notes here. Question, what was that one?
That's two.
Question number two. Okay.
Yeah.
That was so one of them was, I wish you would appreciate your own abilities more, that you can rise to the occasion more than others and make the best of a bad situation. So I guess, yeah, I don't really like, I never really saw that in myself as being like the peacekeeper in the group of friends.
Yeah.
But and then my other friend said, your ability to make others laugh and bring a smile to their faces. So I never really saw myself as a comedian either, but I guess that's I mean, I try to I hate being the Debbie Downer of anything. Like I don't want to be that person and like people like that kind of generally bother me. I'm like there's a lot of good things in the world, so why do you have to focus on the negative, right? So I
Totally.
don't
That's an
know.
awesome outlook.
Yeah. So I try to focus on that. And yeah, those were especially the one that I can make the best out of a bad situation. That was kind of nice to hear. And I also thought about like the being above the line and below the line kind of thing a little more. And I found it that in like especially in work situations, it's really easy to get caught up in like the general mood of everybody. Like if
Hmm.
someone walks in a horrible mood, they didn't choose their attitude, then everybody ends up being, it's like a domino effect. It just ends up being everybody's in a crappy mood and just being generally down and everything. So yeah, that's definitely one of those things that you kind of have to like stop and be like, why am I in a bad mood right now? There's absolutely nothing wrong that's happening to me. it's just kind of like translating and passing along because of this one person, right? So that's one thing I've noticed like lately in the last 2 weeks because I've been at work so much and it's been like crazy and slow and crazy and slow.
Hmm.
So people have been like all over the place. So yeah, I've caught myself a couple of times where I've been
Good for
like,
you.
I hate myself right now, but really I don't really because it was just like one person being in a crappy mood and it just went downhill, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what I caught
that's
myself
awesome.
doing a couple of times this week.
Good. And are you have you ever so you excited to write your vision? Are you nervous? Is it scary? Is it
I'm not a, I don't know. Like when I watched the video, the way she described it, she made it sound a lot easier than I originally thought it would be. Because before I was just like, okay, write a goal about your life in 10 years. And that seems like kind of daunting when you don't even know where to start, right? But she gave like a way to go about it. There's like a procedure to go through and like you write down your vision and then your goals. So I'm not really that nervous about it. I think it might take some time. I mean, it will
Mhm.
take some time and focus and like you said, editing and erasing and rewriting and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a lot of different life aspects to focus on to make it like a whole well-rounded vision and goal situation, but should be good. I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah, Call
Yeah.
for is always been my favorite out of these programs because it's if people put in their time to their vision when they share them, you can just like see the and hear the excitement in them. And I remember
Mhm.
last set of series, I had a couple different girls who like broke down. One girl was just so happy of tears and joy, and then
Yeah.
another girl actually with her husband, they figured out that they wanted to start a family. When they pictured it, they were normally just going to go with the flow, but when they pictured themselves
Mhm.
actually what they want and where they want to go, so it's pretty powerful if you put some time into it. So
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, if I'm taking the time to do this, I might as well just like make it for real and take the time and do it
awesome.
right and kind
Yeah, I
of come
love
up
it.
with something. So yeah, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm gonna send you. I'll email it out probably this afternoon. I'll send you that list of
Okay.
kind of the questions that'll help you kind of hopefully start your vision and really kind of help you focus on it. So, if there's nothing else or no other questions from me,
Okay.
have a wonderful, great shift tonight. Good luck in the next couple of weeks. If you ever
Thank
need
you.
you need a hand with anything, just feel free to reach out and I can help you with it. But if
Okay.
not, good luck, and I'm excited to hear for it.
Sounds good. See you in
Awesome.
2 weeks.
You bet. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.